Well, hey guys, welcome back to
No Stress Kitchen.
No Stress Kitchen. It's been a while. I think we what?
2 years.
2 years? Has it been that long?
Yes.
You know, life, right? Everything just kind of got busy and stuff, and we just didn't really dedicate much time to the channel, unfortunately.
Yeah, we
right?
really didn't have time, and we were just busy.
Just busy life, right? But what are we gonna make today? What are we gonna make?
We're gonna make chocolate chip cookies.
We're gonna make chocolate chip cookies. We're gonna do them homemade. It's very similar to a sugar cookie recipe that we make over here all the time, right?
Yes.
This just involves just some more chocolate chips. This, you know, as opposed to rolling these out on a cookie sheet or tray, anything like that, these are going to be dropped onto pans. So we're gonna do a little bit differently. So
here's the ingredients.
what do we got? Well, let's walk us through here.
So we got salt, 2 eggs, butter.
How much butter?
1 cup.
1 cup, which is 8 ounces or
16 tablespoons.
exactly.
We got baking powder, vanilla extract, chocolate chip morsels, the big ones. We got brown sugar and white sugar.
And regular sugar. Yep, that's right. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to crack a couple of these eggs. They're just going to go in a bowl. Now we do have a stand mixer, but when we make cookies like this before, we just end up using just like a regular mixer like this, okay?
Yeah.
So we're going to mix it, we're going to crack them, we're going to mix them in here. So the first thing we're going to do, crack a couple eggs for me in there. So we do the eggs first all the time. This is the way I've been taught, and I taught Audrey here because if you get any shells in there, you can see it. If you put this in afterwards, if it goes in on top of sugar or whatever, you may not see the little slivers of eggshell. So here we go. So we've got this. Then we're gonna do a 1/2 cup of regular white sugar and a 1/2 cup of brown sugar. And then we are going to whip this up. That's a 1/2 cup of there. And we're actually going to whip up the entirety of butter. So pull that out of there. Put that in there. So this goes in. So now we've got 2 eggs.
Regular sugar and brown sugar.
1/2 cup each, right?
1/2 cup.
Going to do a little bit of vanilla extract. Are we going to measure?
No.
No, we're just going to go a little, just like that, maybe a little more. It's going to end up being about a teaspoon worth or a teaspoon and a half, something like that. And then we're going to put in all of our butter.
Yeah.
And we're going to whip this up. Be right. All right, so we're back. What we've done is we've preheated the oven. Well, we started to preheat the oven to 375. And we've got all our ingredients in here. We got the butter, we got the 2 eggs, the sugar and all that stuff. And a little pinch of salt is what we put in there, okay?
Just a pinch.
Just a pinch, not too much. But remember, even though it's a sweet, you still have to have the pinch of salt in there for that little savory pop, which makes the flavor better. So it's gonna get loud, so we're gonna basically mix this all up in here until it's like super nice and creamy. It might be a minute, it might be a couple minutes, and then after that, we're gonna start incorporating the flour in. So we're gonna start putting in 2 cups
of flour.
We're gonna do it slowly though, we're gonna do one at a time.
Like do 1 cup at a time. That way you don't mix it.
There you go.
So just dump in a little each time.
Yep, if you dump in too much all at once, what happens? It just gets too
it gets messy and it goes everywhere.
and it gets gummy and all that stuff. So
Yeah.
let's put in 1/2 of that. You don't have to be exact with this. Maybe a little more. Okay, start mixing. Now here's where all the flour starts flying everywhere, but we're okay with that. What do we do now?
Take the beaters.
We gotta taste that, right, first?
Yeah, you gotta taste it.
All right, you gotta taste it first.
Good.
Very good.
Then you start taking the stuff off the beater.
Yeah.
And if the little beater stuff left over, you can eat that too.
Yeah. And by the way, if you're cooking for other people, don't be licking your fingers and sticking it back in here, but it's just for us right now. We don't really care. So here we go. So we got that in there. We got our flour in there. And then what we're going to do is we're going to incorporate some of those chocolate morsels in here. They're basically chocolate chips. All right. So after we mixed all that, we realized, again, we forgot the baking powder. That's 3 times in a row the last time we baked something that I and my sous chef has forgotten to remind me that we've forgotten the baking powder. But good thing is, you know, we can just mix this back up.
For biscuits.
I know. What's going on?
I don't know.
You even said set an alarm, make sure we don't forget it. And I'm like, oh, we won't forget it. We forgot it. So this is this is 1 teaspoon. This calls for 1 say? What did it say on this recipe here? Was it 1 teaspoon? Yeah, 1 teaspoon. 1 teaspoon baking powder. Okay. The more baking powder you do, the more it's going to rise. You don't want it to blow up too much, basically. So we're gonna hook up the mixer again and just mix this for like another like 10-20 seconds to get the baking powder in there. All right.
And at the end, if you have any leftover cookie dough, like raw cookie dough, that's still in your bowl, just eat it.
Yeah, we're not supposed to tell people they can eat raw cookie dough, right? But you know what? I mean, come on, we all eat raw cookie dough, right? All right, let's just get most of this off of here so we're not losing out on final product here and how many cookies we're gonna make. We don't want them all stuck in here.
Nope.
Although it is good. So if you, when we make these sugar cookies, we make it a little bit different. This is definitely more for, you know, scooping into balls and like plucking them down on a tray like we're going to show you. The way we make cookies, maybe we'll do another video like that later on or something like that. When we do the sugar cookies, it's actually a more denser dough, and we roll that out and we do cookie cutters and we do them nice and thick with that one. But otherwise, this is ending up a lot fluffier, right? This is kind of almost like a mousse. It's kind of cool. So, ready?
So now you open up your chocolate chips.
Chocolate chips.
You can use a knife, scissors, whatever you want to open it up.
If you're younger, have an adult do it. If you're comfortable with a knife or scissors, you can do it. These are semi-sweet. You can use dark chocolate. You can use sweet. These are semi-sweet. And these aren't really the minis, right? These are like, you know.
The Hunkadunks.
They're not even hungry. They're like that size, right? So you want to toss them in there. We're not going to do too much. Remember, if you do too much of this, I find that it gets too grainy in there when you eat it, right? Chocolate, when it tends to cook into things. As great as chocolate chips are, that's probably good right there. As great as chocolate chips are, they tend to get grainy when it cooks down and stuff. So we're just going to basically like mix this in a little bit, just kind of fold it. And then we'll see how it looks just for consistency. You can play with this. You can put in more. You can put in less. You know, every time you make this, it's just reason to make cookies more often, right? I mean, you know, that's not a bad thing, right? So, all right. So we'll do that. You know what? Maybe a little more, Audrey. Maybe another handful in there. We can do that. Okay? Like a full handful. Yeah. Perfect. All right. So we'll mix that in real good. Our oven is still preheating. Nope, it's actually at temperature. So we'll get a tray ready here, and then we'll show you how to plunk these onto a tray and get them cooking.
So now we've gotten our tray out. You can either use 1 piece or 2 pieces of parchment paper. We're using 2.
We're using 2. It's just oh, bless you. Awesome. Covering your cough in the kitchen. Love it.
Sneeze.
So, or sneeze rather. Okay, so if the parchment paper doesn't go all the way around, you can use a greased cookie sheet or whatever, but we always just use parchment paper, so we're gonna try it like that. You can do like teaspoonful or tablespoonfuls approximately, so we're just gonna basically like take kind of rounded lumps, if you will, and we're just gonna put them on the sheets. We're just gonna put them, and they don't have to be perfect. What would really be good is if you had, let's say, one of the ice cream scooper kind of things, right? You can do one of those. I don't know. I don't have one of those, so we're just gonna do this and leave some space in between these, right? Because they're gonna expand and they're gonna grow. So the bigger these lumps are, the more obviously it's gonna expand and grow. So just leave some more room between them. Leave like, I don't know, 1.5 inches or something like that, maybe in between them, maybe 2 inches at the most. And we'll just go through and do this. So I'm gonna get the rest of these on this cookie sheet here, and we'll be right back. Professional parent, right?
Yes.
All right, so these are gonna go in 375 for 12 to 15 minutes, you know, depending on your oven. It's really difficult to tell. They're gonna spread out. We'll see how they go. We've never actually made this recipe before. We did the sugar cookie recipe, but this is new. So we'll see how much they're gonna spread out. I don't know if I made the dollops too big. They might grow into each other, but who cares? It's one big happy cookie. So, all right, We'll see you in a little bit. All right, guys, there you have it. It only took, I don't want to tip this too much before it all spills out here, but it only took, what, like 10 minutes, 8 to 10 minutes in our oven. Call this pretty good, but we could do better. If you notice, some of the bottoms ended up a little bit too burnt right on the edges, right? That one's a little too much. And I think it has to do with parchment paper. I think next time we're gonna try it, we should do it without the parchment paper. Just do it right on the cookie sheet. I think that's what we're gonna do. But
yeah,
Go ahead.
Yeah, I think we should do it on like the cookie tray, but it has to be very, very clean.
It's got to be very clean. But I think every time we do the parchment paper, the paper, I don't know, makes it just kind of burn a little bit easier, especially something like this because it's got a lot of sugar in it, and sugar tends to burn easy. So, but despite that,
they taste very good.
let's see that. Ready? All right, cheers.
Uh-huh.
That's really good. It's nice and chewy still. This is still setting up actually. Until they cool down a little bit more, but
You could put them in the fridge if they need to be cooled down a lot.
I'll just let them cool down here, you know. If you're impatient, like we are. But otherwise, you can just let them sit and air cool. They'll set up. They'll be really good. I'd probably do teaspoon size. We did two things. We did two sizes. We did like kind of like smaller teaspoonish sizes that ended up like that. And then some of the bigger ones, when we first originally did it, were, well, it's kind of falling apart here, but I kind of cracked. I bent it and cracked it. But that's like the tablespoon size. So I would basically do the teaspoon size dollops, leave enough room in between them, and yeah, they should come out fine. Okay, so with that said,
Remember to like, share, and
not
subscribe.
even that. I'm gonna say a little bit more. So we decided that we're gonna try and do more of these videos again, right? We got a little more time. Don't know how consistently we're gonna do them, but we're gonna get back in the swing of doing these things. You're having more fun with it. I'm having more fun with it. We get to
Yes.
cook a lot of stuff, right?
And I'm a lot older now.
You're like two years older, which is amazing. It's like the amount that these things meaning these kids grow is crazy. So now you can say, if you like this, please like, share, and subscribe.
Yeah, like, share, and subscribe.
Send it out to all. We'll be on Instagram, right? It's No Stress Kitchen on Instagram. Leave a comment below if you have a perfect recipe for your favorites. Cookies or chocolate chip cookies or anything like that. We'd love to hear it, love to see it. And that's it. Thanks for watching.
Bye.
Bye.